every 4 years, the entire planet stops breathing. 5 billion people watching one game at the same time. It is the single most watched event in human history. It moves more money than most countries' GDP. It has started wars. It has ended dictatorships. It has made grown men cry in front of their children. Yes, we are talking about the FIFA World Cup. But did you know how it all started? Because for the first ever World Cup, nobody wanted to go. Let us start with the present day. The 2022 World Cup final between Argentina and France was watched by 1.5 billion people. That is roughly 1 in every 5 humans alive on Earth at the exact same moment. Host countries throw insane amount of money at this. Qatar spent over $200 billion hosting in 2022. For reference, that is more than the entire annual GDP of New Zealand, spent on one tournament that lasted a month. The World Cup decides elections. When France won in 1998, the president approval rating jumped 20 points overnight. When Brazil lost the 1950 final at home, the country went into national mourning so deep that they still talk about it 75 years later. And here is where it gets weird. Studies have shown that birth rates spike in the host nation 9 months after the tournament ends. Yes, the World Cup literally makes more people. This is the most powerful single sporting event on Earth, and it started with a Frenchman, a boat, and almost nobody showing up. To understand how the World Cup began, we must understand the problem it was trying to solve. In the early 1900s, the only international football competition was the Olympics. But the Olympics had a rule that made it almost useless. Only amateur players could compete, no professionals allowed. Think about it. Imagine the modern Champions League final, except Messi cannot play, Ronaldo cannot play, Mbappe cannot play. None of them, because they get paid to kick a ball. Only people who play on weekends at the local park are eligible. That was international football for 2 decades. The best players in the world watching from home, while amateur fought it out for the medals. FIFA, the Global Football Federation, wanted to fix this. They wanted a tournament where every nation could send their actual best players. No restrictions, no amateur rules, just pure football. The man who decided to make this happen was a French lawyer named Jules Rimet. And in 1928, at a FIFA meeting in Amsterdam, he convinced the federation to finally create the World Cup. There was just one tiny problem. He had to get actual countries to show up. Uruguay was chosen as the host and it was a reasonable pick. They had won Olympic gold in football in 1924 and 1928. Plus, they offered to pay every visiting team travel costs. Then FIFA sent out the invitations and it gets ridiculous. By the deadline, exactly 0 European teams had accepted. Yes, 0. And why? Because in 1930, getting from Europe to Uruguay meant getting on a boat for 3 weeks across the Atlantic Ocean, then playing football for 1 month, then finally getting on another boat for 3 weeks home. It was also the Great Depression, when most professional footballers were terrified their jobs would not exist when they got back. England said no, Italy said no, Spain said no, Germany said no, the Netherlands said no. Jules Rimet was watching his entire vision collapse in real time, so he did what any desperate Frenchman would do. He started begging. He personally convinced France to come. He got Belgium, he got Yugoslavia, and then there was Romania. Romania only came because King Carol II personally selected the players himself and promised in writing that any Romanian who went to Uruguay would still have his job when they got back. In late June 1930, all 4 European teams boarded the SS Contenvert at the French Riviera. Jules Rimet himself was on the boat, and so was the brand new World Cup trophy, just sitting in his cabin. They picked up Brazilian players in Rio. The Argentinian squad joined them as they sailed past Buenos Aires. Players trained on the deck. They ran laps around the ship. They sparred with each other. When they finally docked in Uruguay on July 4, 1930, actual military bands were rolled out to greet them. The tournament started on July 13, 1930. The first World Cup was on the way. Hello there. If you have watched this far, please like and subscribe. Please, please!